welcome back everybody to my channel here. And we're going to start off with this video continuing kind of like a round two or part two of what was previously in my last video, is bringing your drawing to life, which was essentially adding shading to your drawing. So we're going to do a little bit of kind of a little extension, give you a little bit more tips on, how to not get so frustrated, in the beginning if you're a beginner in drawing, and, how to take things, again, as I mentioned in my previous video, take things one step at a time. So we talked about shading in my last video, and another word for that, which we use in a more technical term, is tonal values, okay? Tonal values meaning going from a dark value to a lighter value and much lighter values, or vice versa, okay? So we're going to give you a little bit of tips. So this tip that I'm going to give you, I hope that you will, retain this tip, especially for you beginners going into drawing. And this will help you not to get, have any type of frustration in the beginning. If you're doing some type of drawing that has, sparked your attention or your enthusiasm to want to draw. So the main thing is drawing, it takes patience. Drawing takes patience. And in the beginning, if you don't have that, I will promise you that at some point during your journey in drawing, you will begin to develop that. So patience will come. So don't worry, just take it one day at a time. Okay. So on those tonal values that I just had on my screen here, what we're going to be talking about here today is to help you not get so frustrated, is we're going to be talking about what we call, or what I call here, is a one shade. This is where you can practice, for you beginners, on just taking a basic shape, or any shape. This is just for demo purposes here. Taking a basic shape and working on shading that one shape as one value. It can be a dark value, it can be a mid-tone value, it can be a very light value, but you want to practice on shading that shape one value or one shade. Okay, so I'm going to do a little bit of a demo, or just a little bit of a demo, and these sketches that I've done here, or prepared here. And you can see that I've got a a triangle here, a circle, and a square. Now there's a little bit of a trick. So let me write this tip down here. So one shade. Okay. Practice. So you refrain as much as you can from getting or developing any kind of frustration in the beginning of your drawing. So, in doing the one shade, depending on the shape or the direction of the line, you want to kind of like shade your area in that kind of fashion. Now, when you've got something like a triangle or a square here, it really doesn't, matter which way, vertically or horizontally. If you want to shade it either way, it's entirely up to you. But when you're working with lines that have more of a curvature in them, such as this circle, you want to shade more in the fashion of the direction of that line. So if I've got a curve here, like this circle, I'm going to be shading in the direction of this line. And you can see again here, I'm using that overhand grip and just taking my time, right? And shading in the direction of the line. So I'm going in a kind of curved fashion. Okay. Now here for this triangle, I can shade this, in any direction that I feel feasible or comfortable with. And sometimes we even go in one direction when it comes to these types of shapes, basic shapes. And at times we can come back and go in the other direction to kind of fill in the gaps. But you want to work on creating that one shade fashion. Okay? So practice. And here on the square, same thing as a triangle. Okay. One shade. One shade. Okay. So now remember here, depending on the direction of the line, especially if you have those curvature lines, you want to shade in the fashion or in the direction of that line. Again, if I have the circle here, you can see how I'm going kind of like in an arc fashion to fill in the shade here. And part of the reason why we do this is in the end, when you complete your full revolution of the shade, and it's in that curvature type of stroke, in the end, you get this, you get more of a feel that that shade of that curved circle or that circle is more lively, such as in this type of fashion here. It's more kind of, it just brings the shape out much better. Okay. So tip number 2 here today, shade in the direction of the curved line. All right. So I hope that you all enjoyed this video and the tips that a couple tips that I shared here with you all, and you will utilize these things as you continue your journey and developing your skill sets and drawing. And until then, I'll see you in my next video. Bye for now.